Welcome to the fourth episode of Streets of Iheobuna. I am so excited. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. If this is your first time here, this is a space where scars are allowed to speak, buried truths awaken, and stories of survival find a voice. Every week, we walk a different street on Streets of Iheobuna. And today, can you guess what street we're walking today? Do you want to guess? Okay. Today, we're walking the street of power, inheritance, and choice. I'm your host, Iheobuna, and I'm glad you're on this journey with me. Please leave a comment for me. Let me know who's watching today and what this specific street has awakened in you. By the way, it's a beautiful evening for a walk. Step inside. Let's go. Mama used to say, "Mberede ni dike, mana mberede keja madike." She meant that while an emergency may test a strong man, it is that very moment that reveals who he truly is. And I'd like to repeat that again for my non-Igbo speaking audience. I'd like to say that again. But before that, I would like to read the dictionary meaning of emergency so we can appreciate this well. Okay, so Oxford Dictionary, an emergency is a serious, unexpected, and often dangerous situation requiring immediate action. So you can imagine like how this could test a strong man. So I'll repeat that again. Mberede ni dike, mana mberede keja madike. Yeah, I know I'm speaking in my dialect. You have to deal with it. Okay, so what that means actually is, while an emergency may test a strong man, it is in that very moment that reveals who he truly is. It is that very moment that reveals who he truly is. She knew that when the world turns into a stage, someone will always try to hand you a script you didn't write. Beware. You may be asking, do we ever write our scripts? Yes, we do. When you become conscious, when you become aware, you begin to write your scripts. Trust me, I know. They come bearing gifts. They come with foreign incense, eyes fixed on the black oil in the cellar, promising to hold your crown just until you're ready. What does that mean? Hold your crown just until you're ready. What arrogance. What gross disrespect. But what happens when the boy realizes the director, in quote, is just a broker of shadows? This is one of my latest poems. Actually, it is my latest poem, but I hope to write another one soon. It is a story about a leopard refusing the circus. It's called Stolen Gift. Listen. They left me in charge. Fate again. The door swung behind them, untimely, unannounced, without ceremony. I stood, hands frozen over the empty table. A boy pressed into a man in a single merciless breath. What a magician you are, fate. Take a bow. My name is Dike, strong, though barely a man. Mama said, emergencies may fail a strong man, but it is emergencies that show who he truly is. Orphaned in one exhale, the world shrank around me. One morning, he stepped in, ropes whispering against the floor, hands folded as if blessing the air. "I'm only here to guide," he said. But his eyes measured every corner of my life. I did not know whether to kneel or slam the door. In that hesitation, he planted himself. He leaned close, breathing a warning, disguised as a counsel. When a child dons apparel before he is ready, the wind will sweep him away, apparel and all. He did not wait for my invitation. He sat where my father sat, filling the chair with foreign incense and the cold assurance of a man who knows that a house without a master is simply an open gate. "I must protect you from your uncles," he whispered, casting them as villains in his practiced script. But I remember Mama's voice. The aura of the leopard protects it. Now the leopard is gone, and the air is thick. With the beating of wings, hawks and vultures, all wearing the same hungry smile. Like a director behind a lens, he marks my steps, cues my grief, and I find myself playing the lead under his spell. It is easier, I tell myself, to believe he is for me. "Sign," he urged, his voice a velvet trap. "Your uncles are at the gate, you must hurry." I looked at the pen, a feather plucked from a hawk, then at the empty chair where the leopard once breathed. The wind he warned me of began to howl. Not through the windows. The wind came from him, a sign. As agreed, "I'll keep the apparel," he purred. The priest, now a broker of silk and shadow. "I will hold the crown until you're ready to wear it. Sign, child, hurry." They approached the gates. "Mind not the storm," he pleaded, his own breath rattling the shutters. But how? The wind had already stirred me. The cold had reached my bones, and I was awake. I looked at the paper, then at the man, the director who believes the world is his stage. "I am DK," I said, the name no longer a weight but a roar. The aura of the leopard does not come from the cloak tailored in a foreign land. You speak of scripts, of cues and roles, but you've forgotten one thing. I am a leopard. Leopards do not act. I belonged in no circus. He wanted the keys to the cellar, where the black oil sleeps. He wanted a signature to prove the theft was a gift. But the boy he tried to script had learned his father's language. The pen fell. The stage lights flickered. The leopard stood at the door for the first time. The priest was the one who did not know whether to kneel or run. My mother's voice rang in my ears. "Mberede nyidike, manamberede keja madike." And I smile knowingly. We've all encountered these directors in our lives. I have. I'm sure you have too. Maybe you just haven't noticed. Look around and look within. You'll see them. Those who look at us and decide that we're too young, too weak, too unready for the inheritance that is rightfully ours. Some nerve they've got. Sometimes they come as family members, priests, guardians, or even friends, but they always come from a position of trust. They position themselves as protectors, only to become gatekeepers of our own treasure. Our own treasure. Imagine that. In this poem, DK uncovered a lie. He realizes that the director wasn't actually worried about the wind sweeping the child away or his apparel away. No, that was a lie. The director was actually worried about DK standing tall enough to uncover or to see the fraud for what it actually is. Whether it's a family legacy, a talent, or even a nation's wealth, I promise you one thing. Remember this, please. The moment you realize that your strength is not a gift they gave you, but an aura you were born with, that is the moment, the very moment the stage light flickers and the performance ends. Voila, freedom at last. I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried to reclaim something from someone who told you you weren't ready for your own power? Let's meet at the comment section. I want to hear from you. As is with our tradition here in Streets of Iheobuna, it's question time. So I'm going to ask a few questions and I hope they stay with you until we meet again. Leave your answers in the comments and I shall dutifully respond to all of them. I love reading from you. Who in your life is currently holding a key to a room that belongs to you under the guise of protecting you? If you stopped playing the lead role in someone else's script today, what is the first thing your true voice will say? Does your strength come from the apparel the world gave you or from the aura of the leopard within? Is the wind you're afraid of coming from the world outside, or is it being stirred by the person standing right next to you? Yes? So I'm waiting for your answers in the comments. Thank you for walking the street, this particular street, with me today. It was an exceptionally fine work, all because of you. I appreciate you so much. Remember, the keys to the cellar were never meant to be held by a stranger. Guard your keys. And remember also, your roar is yours and yours alone. Don't let any director, and excuse my French, don't let any stupid director convince you that you're not ready for what's already yours. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Don't just subscribe, like and share, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a story or a poem or even a fine evening walk with me. I'm your host, Iheobuna, and I'll be waiting for you right here next week as we walk another path together. Until then, be a leopard and not an actor. I love you. Good night.